Maybe.
We live in
Mike
Washington
McGee
State.
didn't
It
hurt.
looks like somebody tried to hide it by coloring it all in with a Sharpie.
We're in Washington, Mike. This is perfectly fine treatment.
I'll show you.
How is the government still trying to sue the state for like approving it or letting that bill pass? It's like you're going to approve your own freaking.
I thought the state said, the federal government said they're getting out of the way.
No, they're not going out. They're just like suing the states for approving. It's like, no, don't incriminate yourself.
Good find. Best record through 26 games. The vaunted 26 game mark.
They're off to their best 26-game start of the year.
That's also the first time Chicago has scored or has lost since scoring in like 50 some odd games or something like that. Apparently.
What? They
Yeah.
lost to the Sounders last year in a game they scored.
Well, no, they scored first.
Oh, you mean the game they scored first?
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't they give the open goal before they gave us the when they scored themselves?
Yeah, they're down 2. Yeah.
You guys weren't at the concert next door, were you? So I want to make sure you guys don't have the munchies. So, all right. Obviously we're happy to win the game. I thought in the first half, we created a number of chances, missing a PK. Oba had a really good look. I think it was a little disappointing that we weren't up at halftime. So it was one of those games. In the second half, it became more a little bit of a midfield battle per se, and we didn't create as many clear chances, but we kept plugging away, kept battling away. Zach makes a great run at the end. Puts a ball into a dangerous position. We always talk about hitting those balls low across the box, behind the defenders, and you never know what happens. Goes in off a defender, goes in off one of our guys, who knows. And obviously that's what he did, and we ended up with a 2-1 victory, so we're very pleased.
What was the thinking of putting Scott in?
I thought Birch was running out of gas a little bit, so we wanted to push Leo up a line. He still looked fresh to me. It looked like he could get in behind still, and Zach can play left fullback. He could help us there also on some of the set pieces when they took McGee out and they brought in the big Ecuadorian forward. That also gave us a good matchup for him defensively on set pieces. So it was really two things that it helped us with.
Early on, you guys had several chances especially through Oba, and then they got one kind of against the run of play. Is it frustrating to get so many chances, so many clean looks, and then all of a sudden you're down a goal?
Yeah, and invariably in our sport that seems to happen. When you negate a few chances or you don't take advantage of some of the chances you get, and usually right after you have a good chance, they come down and score. And, that happened to us a little bit in the first half. I thought Oba was really energetic and bright in that first half. He got behind him. I mean, you look at the first 10 minutes of the game, and he was goal dangerous probably 3-4 times. And, obviously when he gets back into regular rhythm of training, he'll feel a little more comfortable with some of those things.
What does that do for your team when he's able to get those opportunities?
Well, it helps our team anytime anybody's able to get opportunities, whether it's him or Lamar or whomever. So, so I thought the team felt good about how they played. They were disappointed to be down, as I said, 1-0 at the time, and then we finally got the equalizer. And then we had the penalty, so we thought we were going to go up for sure at that point. But everybody sometimes discounts penalties, but you got to make them, and sometimes you miss them. But it was just one of those things. But what I liked is our character. We kept plugging away, we kept battling, and we fought till the end of the game.
It looked like you guys, after halftime, having just equalized, obviously had the momentum, but then you didn't exactly get clean looks at goal until you started making subs and getting new guys in. Did you feel like the last 10 minutes you're kind of up against it?
Yeah, we didn't do a good job of holding on to the ball and connecting passes early in the second half. And it also seemed like when we played balls into our front runners, they were being handled physically, and that was allowed to go on. And I think that created some turnovers where in the first half we were getting some of those calls. And so that allowed us then to, put possession into their end of the field. So, once we settled a little bit, maybe the last 15 minutes of the 20 minutes of the game, I think we did a better job of holding on to the ball, and that created more chances for us again.
When did you know that Oba would be a go, and did you see him come through okay?
Well, he came through, yesterday okay, felt all right, this morning, so we felt it was going to be pretty good for him. I checked with him, and he felt fitness-wise as well. He felt okay. I think he tired a little bit, probably 75th minute a bit, but, he's still dangerous, and the other team's still worried about him, so that's why we left him on. But he came through the 2 days of practice well.
Tomorrow with another goals, 2 games in a row now. Is he becoming a guy that you can really just rely on?
He's certainly, been a consistent goal scorer for us when he's had the opportunities up front. And, you can't take that away from him. And, he gives you a lot of hard work, a lot of effort. And sometimes, as with everyone, you want a little more at times. But the thing is, he's there. He's around the box. He's looking to pounce on things that fall free. And, the thing about him, too, is he can hit a ball left or right-footed, so that's a good thing to have as a forward.
Coach, with a few guys missing off the roster for tonight's game, how nice is it as a coach to have this depth on your roster to lean on?
That's fantastic. Obviously different people stepped up. I mean, Andy Rose hasn't started in a long time. He came through tonight and played, I think, really well. Helped us as well in the air, helped us defensively there. We've rotated center backs a little bit, so our depth there, able to stay fresh, I think helped us also. Getting Oba back onto the team gave us another fresh set of legs. So, I think the depth of our team has been good, and when guys have been called upon, they've stepped up and played.
Shutout streak ended, but now, what would you think of the defense tonight?
I thought we did all right. I thought the goal was against the run of play. It was a really touch and go play, whether he's offside or not. It looked like he slipped in. The timing of his run was good. And obviously he finished it well. So, you're not going to shut everybody out down the line. But what's really encouraging, what's really nice is, our ability to go down and come back. Because, obviously it's the big stat of when we score first, we continue to win. But I think now, I think somebody told me in our last 4 games, we're 2-1-1 when we go down. So it's good to be able to come back and win those games or tie those games up. So tonight was really pleasing from that point.
RSL's up next. That's a team you guys have had trouble with early this year. Do you feel like the team is kind of in a different place now than the last time you played them? And how is the mindset different this time?
Yeah, I think we're definitely in a much different place. Much different place from a standpoint of confidence. Much different place, obviously, in a standpoint of the standings. But just a much different place in terms of our cohesion as a team. Obviously we got some guys returning, so the mix ends up changing again for us. But certainly next Friday, for our fans, is going to be an absolutely massive game. I don't know, is that one of the games we're opening up the whole stadium for? So I mean, people, it's really, when you look at it right now, it's a game for first place. Because at this point, and we're 2 points behind them. So, it's a massive game next week from that standpoint, from a standpoint of the standings. And, hopefully we can do what we did against Portland and sell this place out again and fill it up, because it's a game you don't want to miss.
Looking at that game, will we have EJ and Dempsey back for that?
Yeah, we'll have EJ and Dempsey back. We got to see how many minutes they play on Tuesday. Against Mexico, what type of game it is, how physical it is, etc. They're going to fly cross country on Wednesday, so we got to measure all that a little bit as well. But certainly having them back, and maybe if we keep our fingers crossed, there's an outside chance that Brad, might be able to get back on the field as well.
It will be different this time playing in the stadium here instead of in Salt Lake. Do you foresee that playing a big role in the game?
We always like playing at home, so if we can play at home, certainly that's an important part for us. But we've won in Salt Lake. We won last year in Salt Lake in the playoffs. We won there once to end their undefeated home streak as well. So we know we can win there. We just think the 2 times we've been there this year, we haven't played up to our standards, and so it's important that we play up to our standards, and then we'll be okay.
Do you look forward to these kind of games? The or something?
I mean, if you don't look forward to these kind of games, why are we doing all this? You know, these are the games that you want. You know, this is. Somebody said to me when I left college coaching, and went to the pros, and I asked a wise old soccer coach, not a guy with all the tactics and all the the nuances of the new things, but just a wise old soccer coach, and in his North Irish accent, he said to me, he goes, Ziggy, if you don't accept the challenges that life brings with it, life's not worth living. And this game, like the game on Friday, is one of those challenges, and that's what makes life worth living. You know, that's that gets the blood going. That gets you excited. That makes things happen. That's why I'm saying it's such a massive game for our fans. You know, to come out and see. I mean, this is what you live for. This is why you do sports. This is why you try and strive to do well. You know, so you get opportunities like this.
Did you give any of that speech to the players at halftime or at any point in the last few days about how important it was to get this win to set up that game?
We talked briefly about the game after this game, but you don't want to do, I don't want them to get all jacked up, on Tuesday. The game's next Friday, so we got some time.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.